Hey guys, Lou here from LT's Custom Woodworks. Welcome to the shop. Today, another day, another dollar. Today, this is episode 3 on the kitchen table island build. We're going to start on the carcass for this top. So the cabinet is 1 foot deep and it sits at 36 inches in height with the top. So we're going to start cutting some plywood up to the width that I need, the depth that I need. Take into consideration the face frame on the front. There's going to be a face frame on the back as well. We're going to cut the plywood at 10 inches wide, and we're going to rip about 2 or 3 pieces on the... We'll start off with 2 and then we'll go from there. We're going to face frame in the front, face frame in the back. There's also going to be a face frame on each side as well. We'll figure out that top once I get the width cut first. Then we're going to worry about the top piece of plywood and the bottom as well afterwards. Let's get started with the sides and then we'll go from there. I'm going to go over to the table saw and I'm going to start ripping my my pieces of plywood, 2 strips at 10 inches wide. Now that I got these pieces cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut for the height. Now the height of the cabinet with the tabletop on top is going to be 36 inches in height, total height. I'm going to minus an inch for the top, and I'm also going to minus 3/4 of an inch. That is going to be the top plywood of the cabinet. So we're at 36 inches. Minus an inch, which is going to bring it down to 35, minus 3/4 is going to be 34 1/4. I'm going to cut 2 of those pieces at 34 1/4. And I'll do that on the miter station. Okay, now we're going to figure out our width for top and bottom. So the top piece is actually going to be a little bit longer than the bottom. So the width of the top is 36 inches. We're going to take 36 inches, we're going to minus an inch, so I'm going to have a 1/2 inch overhang on each side of the top. It's going to bring it down to 35 inches. Then I'm going to allow a 1/2 inch face frame on each side, which is going to bring it down to 34 inches. So I'm going to cut, the top piece is going to be 34 inches. The top is cut. Now we're going to cut the bottom piece. Is going to be a little bit smaller because the bottom piece is going to sit in between the 2 sides. So that's going to be cut. Allow 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. It's going to bring it down to 32, I believe. So we got 34 inches minus 3/4 minus another 3/4. We're cutting it at 32 1/4. And we're going to cut that on the miter saw as well. Sorry, that piece was cut at 32 1/2. So now we're ready to assemble these together. Now I'm going to just screw these in. Just sheer fact that there's going to be a face frame going all the way around, so the screws will be hidden. So we're going to start off with the 2 sides. And we're going to screw the top piece on. Now I'm going to brad nail these in place just so they hold in place, and then I'll drive some screws in. And then we're going to pilot drill the holes This is going to be painted white. But I'm going to actually add the tint into the lacquer and just use a tinted lacquer white for the finish on this. And that is that for this side. We're going to flip it around. We're going to measure 2 inches up, and then we're going to put that last bottom piece as a kick on the bottom, 2 inches. Do the same thing to the other side. And that takes care of that. We're going to stand this up. Face frame in the front. We're going to add a back to this now before I go any further. So I'm going to cut a sheet of plywood that's going to fit on the back, screw it on the back, and then we're going to start working with our face frames all the way around. Okay, so what I've done is I made some stilts, and I'm going to rest my shelf on top, and I'm going to pocket hole screw it from underneath. And these are cut at 15 3/8, and this is 10 inches deep by 32.5 inches long. I will make sure that this is firmly in place, and I will drive my first screw in. Okay, so what I've done is I cut some stilts, and this is just for when I push my center divider up against. I can push it up tight and drill from underneath. I know it's going to be in the right position, the right spot. It's not going to move around on me. I find that it'll just work a lot better if I do it this way. Make sure it's tight up against. I'll run one there. Drill some pilot holes. I got a nailing strip here that I'm going to put on the bottom. That way when I put my trim piece on the bottom here, I got something to nail to. So I'm going to drive some pocket holes, one on each end, and maybe 2 in the middle, and that should be good as gold. Keep in mind this is being painted. It's getting lacquered white, so the pinholes can be patched. And off to the next. I'm going to cut it here. On the next episode, it's going to be the legs for the other side of the table. The door is going here, a door is going here, and a wine rack in this position here. And then it's ready for sand and paint and lacquer. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.